Got it.
Tonight, what country do you think this is? We review 1986's Ferris Bueller's Day Off, an important film in the history of Hollywood and a huge carrier of the Hollywood royalty. I mean, most of the people in this movie are Hollywood royalty. Special shout out to real royalty. We had one of them take off this week. Doesn't it make you kind of feel like, I don't know, deep down, aren't you like, oh shit, something
Yeah, no,
major
I mean,
happened?
she was the last kingpin of the old guard.
They
Yeah, I
said
mean,
anyone under the age of 70 does not know life without her as the queen.
yeah, no, I mean, she's been the
Wow, yeah,
most
what a crazy thing.
consistent stabilizing factor in world government for the
Yeah,
better part of a century. You know, she couldn't read when she became the queen.
hmm. Rather.
Yeah, I watched that show too.
Yeah, then
Oh, I
she
missed that one.
actually
The
hired a
queen.
lot of people to educate her.
Good for her.
Yeah,
Cheers.
yeah, yeah.
Speaking of getting educated, what are you drinking tonight? I've got educated guests. No, I'm just kidding. I got Claypool Cellars.
I got the
Yeah,
Cannon Jack
it's delicious.
variety pack.
Oh, wow.
This one's a Cuban mojito. Next up is a Moscow Mule, followed
And
by
that's
another
Soda
Moscow
Stream.
Mule.
Russ is
Yep.
drinking straight soda water.
Got the bubbly water tonight. It's got a slight cherry flavor. Did a little too much fun last night. Had a goodbye party for someone.
Well, I'll tell you what, I watched this movie last night and I too did a little too much fun because this movie's a hoot.
It's
What?
we could say that.
Do tell.
Come on, this movie, super classic. I gotta say, watching it again versus just my memory of it, I was delighted for a lot of them. There's definitely a lot of little quotes that come up that it's like, oh yeah, I absolutely love this. Uh, but enough about me. Russ, wake up and give us a rating and grading on how you felt about Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Wait,
As with
wait. No, I'm joking. Go ahead. What do you got?
as with many other movies that I feel you guys have picked, that they're like a little bit older than me, and I feel that I'm the test of how does this movie hold up with no nostalgia factor. And it could this movie it could have been something that I watched when I was younger, but it just wasn't. And I will tell you, without any nostalgia, this movie's not that fun. It generally
Shut the
is
front
just
door.
kind of boring to me. It's true.
Seriously?
And if I'm gonna watch a movie about like ditching or just delinquency in high school, I'm gonna go Dazed and Confused. Then I'm gonna go Fast Times. This one's somewhere down towards the bottom for me.
You are out of your goddamn mind.
I think that's a a fair cultural reference point.
No, it's cool.
C plus for me.
Okay. It's funny. I remember last time you pointing out to Joe, like, is this movie really on the same par as this movie? And I think of what you've given a C plus to, and I wonder if that description, I don't know, good one. Joe, what are your thoughts on a movie you probably grew up with just like me?
Well, I mean, the one thing you can rely on for Joe is not having any kind of actual consistency across his rate it and grade it. Like I'm completely
True.
mercurial in my standards. I keep the show fresh, keep the viewing
Impish
audience.
and whimsical is
Yeah,
how I would.
all three of our regular viewers, they never know what's coming.
That's right.
Um, it's a B just because it's fun and the nostalgia for me. Also the all star cast. You know, almost everybody in this movie at some point had a career that was standout.
This
Super
is the
early Charlie Sheen.
first role for two different people, Sheen and Christy Swanson.
Um, you know, I felt like there was a little Inspector Gadget kind of foreshadowing.
Oh
Uh,
damn!
At
Doing Matthew
the
Broderick
dad picking
dirty
him
like
up.
that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, shit, dude. It was all in the hat and the trench coat. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Mm.
I mean,
And his little gadgets to get people not to answer the door.
yeah, yeah. Answer the door, convince his mom he's actually asleep and snoring. I mean, the sound system, great touchback. I mean, just lots of little fun things that I feel were at the time that this movie was relevant to me watching it, which I'm going to say is probably the early 90s, or as the kids are calling it these days, the late 1900s. Um, were still achievable and relevant. This was pre-internet, pre-cell phone, pre-instant connectivity. Like you can't
But
hustle.
he logs into the school computer, changes his grade.
This is true. This is true. But that was
How does
like
he
a
do that?
self-contained
And it's like MS DOS.
standalone, yeah, computer system. Like it was a database. It wasn't actually a computer system. It was just a self-contained database. It was not
That was
rocket science.
online. I'm telling you, he stole the computer
No,
from War Games. That's how he did that.
There's another great one. It was between that
Mm-hmm.
one and this one. Um,
I think it was just fiction, pure fiction when he did
Do
that.
you want to
anyways,
play a game?
B plus. I enjoyed the movie. I always enjoy it every
B
time I
plus.
watch it. It's over the top. It's shenanigans. It was shot that way. It was meant to be that way. It was never meant to be taken seriously. I mean,
Nope.
they get a whole week's worth of activities in Chicago in a day.
Right.
Grand
With a
Theft
great
Auto.
soundtrack to boot.
Yeah, absolutely. Impersonation. They take that guy's friggin' lunch reservation, and the dude doesn't show up for his lunch reservation. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
come
right. Come on. He would have
on.
been out before the appetizers. At
Easily.
Chez Louis. All right. Well,
What was
this
this?
movie's a solid B. Let's
The
move on.
meat,
What?
Chez
the
Louis.
Did you
meat
freeze?
king.
The Sausage King. Sausage King
Yeah,
of
Sausage
Chicago.
King.
Abe Froman. Aren't you new? Yeah, this movie's a solid B. I'll give it a B. Like I said, watching it this time, I felt like it got a little tarnished. It's 110 minutes long. I don't think it leaves much of that to anything you'd put on the cutting room floor. The editing really makes this movie tight. The pacing I really noticed on this watch through, like how long does Genie spend just obsessing? And like maybe he'll come back. Like, why is she constantly just reminding herself all day long that he's not in his classes instead of going to her classes? Pretty funny.
Oh, I mean, that just
The
highlights the sibling rivalry that was present in that time and era.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
one's getting away with it and the other one's not, and the parents don't see it and favorites, and the first, second, and middleborn thing was just starting to come to visibility in society and in media.
I don't think so. Kids have been around a long time, dude.
Well, I know, but it would, that conflict of it being represented on screen.
I guess so. I mean, I can imagine the caveman with 3 kids, and the middle kid is like, why don't I get as much attention, or
Oh
why wasn't
yeah,
I given such? Yeah, no.
I'm just saying,
I
being
want to slay the
depicted.
saber-toothed tiger, but here I
Yeah.
gotta stay doing the fucking leatherworking. Leatherworking sucks. It gets under your fingertips. We've got nothing to scrape it out. My sharp stick broke. All right, Hollywood royalty in this movie. Jeez Louise. But I'll tell you what, there's a sinister side. There's some bad shit that's happened to people, and it really just shows you how life can go from 1986 until now. We'll dive
30
into that later, but
30 plus years later.
budget of 5 million, hit over 70. That's what you would call a major success in 1986. 10th highest grossing film of 1986. Russ, what do you think number 1 was?
It was Top Gun, followed by Crocodile Dundee. We've done this like 10 times.
No, this is 1986. That's a different year.
Not 96.
Are you tricking me right now?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just thought this would be fun to put you on the spot.
No, it was those two movies. I already came
I don't think
prepared
it
to
was.
ask you guys that question.
I don't think it was. So here's what I told you to get prepared for. Let's say you're going to say this movie you're going to give a pitch and you're going to say it's this movie meets this movie. What do you think your pitch is going to be? It's Predator meets Toys with Robin Williams. No, I don't think so.
It's Zoolander meets Mission Impossible.
That's
Nice.
actually-
That's pretty
actually-
good.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's
What do you
actually
got,
pretty
Joe?
good. I was gonna say it's Top Gun meets Crocodile Dundee, but that just pales in comparison to Russell's.
It can't be, because then it would be tied for number 3.
That's not a knife.
Kelly had said it was Home Alone meets Forrest Gump, which I really liked.
Forrest
No.
Gump.
Yeah.
I love you,
Yeah.
Jenny.
More like Gone in 60
Love you,
Seconds
Jenny.
meets Forrest Gump.
Maybe.
But really,
Angelina
if I was
Jolie
really
versus
pitching
Mia
it-
Sarah.
Hmm.
What's that?
if I was really pitching it, I'd probably try and weave Freaks and Geeks in there a little bit.
Not a movie. Disqualified.
same
Erroneous.
clientele.
Erroneous on both counts. All right. We're trying to get through this quickly, so let's just get to it.
Can blow
The
that wad
writer,
out. There it
the
is.
actors, the director. Here we go. Let's get it out. Writer and director. Again, I mean, it just happens. The same guy writes it. He wrote this in 7 days. Wrote it in 7 days. Pitched it.
Actually,
Hey,
he
Russ,
had the rough.
Could you shut the fuck up?
He had the rough outline sketched in 24 hours and sold the next day.
Isn't that fucking crazy? John Hughes, man. Breakfast Club fucking big dick swinging. I mean, Jesus. This guy did Pretty in Pink. And then a
16
little known.
Candles too, right?
Yes, which I would feel like is almost the female companion piece to this. Although that movie is all about puberty and not about just getting out and chopping it up. Another invention of the patriarchy designed to keep never mind. Let's
Yeah, Victoria's Secret is a dude. He lives in Ohio.
is that her secret?
That's her secret.
Victoria's Secret was started by a dude. And
No fucking
there's a whole
way.
documentary on it.
Yeah.
Sonia
about
was watching it.
St. Elmo's Fire.
Hey,
Was that done by
Stay
Hughes?
tuned.
I don't think,
I don't
it was.
think so.
I don't think it was.
I don't
I've
think
always
so.
felt like St.
I
Elmo's
think that
Fire
was
was
by
was the-
Ron Hughes.
No, it was done by Ron Jeremy. Wait a minute.
I don't think so. No,
Joel-
that was
It was
St.
Joel
Elmo's
Shoemaker.
Joel Shoemaker of Avatar fame.
No.
All right. Let's get into some Hollywood royalty, guys. Matthew Broderick. If it's not Ferris Bueller's, what do you think of when you think of Matthew Broderick?
Inspector Gadget. I've got kids though.
Wow, poor Matthew
mean,
Broderick.
I mean, you know, you're only as good as your weakest link.
I don't. This sucks for Matthew Broderick, but the Godzilla remake where he's the worm scientist.
Wow.
That's pretty
So,
good.
Here's what
pretty
I would
good.
ask you. What's worse, thinking of him for Godzilla or for the fact that he and Jennifer Grey in an automobile in Europe caused a car accident and killed somebody?
We talked about this when
What-
we did Wind, the brief,
Yeah.
We talked about
abbreviated
this.
fucking, yeah.
We did. But there's a sinister side
Oh,
to
yeah,
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
War games. I mean, honestly.
Would you like to play a game?
I was being funny
83
with
credits
Inspector
to his
Gadget.
name as an actor. 83. Do you
Oh,
think
wait.
he's got the most out of everybody in this movie?
What about 1985's Ladyhawk?
You know what?
Fucking
I wanted to
Dark
bring that
Horse,
up.
the
That's on my
fucking
list.
Dark Horse.
Yeah, it's on my list of don't forget Matthew Broderick was in. Starts out with Ladyhawk. I feel like I should have watched that movie way more than I have in my life. I don't know what's kept me from it. But
It was
I was watching a
dated, but it was
movie.
dated by the time we got around to it, but it was still well done.
Rutger Hauer and fucking Michelle Pfeiffer, bro.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I should have seen that movie a lot. Also, Project X, I feel like I had to watch that in school and it really bummed me the fuck out. That movie's sad as shit and really bummed me out. Biloxi Blues, anybody?
Oh, yeah, no, that's a good one.
I love that as a kid. I
that
think
was a
Neil
good
Simon
movie.
wrote that.
I've said it before, but I do like Cable Guy.
Oh, yeah, yeah, no, that's
yeah.
one.
Cable Guy's
96,
great.
Coming back to 96 for the Cable Guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I gotta admit though, Cable Guy, I love that movie, but I find Broderick's actual performance to be a little, I don't know, full of itself.
Yeah,
Like
he's kind of
the
bland.
guy who knows he's playing a role the most in that movie.
I mean, but he's acting opposite Jim Carrey. What are you gonna do, right?
True.
I mean,
He's probably
Yeah.
very, very intimidated.
what about The Freshman?
You
That's another
know,
one.
that was saw that movie 5 times because it was on HBO back in the day.
Yeah.
So I know that movie well. Glory though. Glory.
Yeah, that's
Come on.
That's his
Shaw.
Yeah. That's
Yep.
probably his best role.
Quite possibly.
I'd label
the
that
I think
as
it's
his
Ferris
best
Bueller,
role.
but
No, I would
Deck the
I'd
halls.
label Glory. I mean, Ferris Bueller was breakout for its time, dude. Like one of the things they talked about while I was just looking before we started recording was him addressing the audience, breaking that fourth wall.
breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, and
Which I would
addressing-
ask, do we do nothing but breaking the fourth wall, or are we talking to each other?
I think we were mostly talking to each other, except for when we asked people to like, subscribe, share. If you got this far,
Get a
thank
load
you.
of this guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Russ, are you awake?
No. I'm not.
Okay.
No, if it's seltzer water,
I'm a meat
slowly to sleep.
popsicle.
I am a meat popsicle. Well, tell me about your delight in being in this Ruckassance. Second movie in a row where we are reviewing a movie with Alan Ruck. They call him the Rucksack because he likes to drop his balls on people's heads.
Because that's a fact.
Love Cameron in this movie. When he comes on screen and he's in bed and he does the "When Cameron Was in Egypt Land," let my Cameron go. I love it. I'm like, this guy. I love it. It's great.
Dude, the level of narcissism in this movie is frightening. Like, I was watching it this time and I was thinking about Ferris Bueller and being Ferris Bueller's friend and just the influence Ferris Bueller has on all the people around him. I was like, no wonder we're dealing with such a toxic level of narcissists in today's society, because that guy was just a fucking dick.
Ferris Bueller?
Yeah, dude. Dude, he freaking took
He'll keep
advantage of
calling
Cameron
and
so
calling.
much. Yeah.
Sonia kept saying
Yeah.
throughout the whole thing, like, Ferris is a total asshole. And
Yeah, no, he's a freaking cocksucker.
he likes
Absolute
this movie.
cocksucker.
It's not until the very end where you're like, you got to give it to him on some level for helping Cameron out in his mental state. But
Whatever,
And not
dude.
being
In
bothered
the
that Cameron-
in the friggin' sequel, they're friggin' investigating Cameron's father for Cameron's disappearance because he's gone. I mean, dude,
there's
his
a
dad.
sequel.
No, I'm just
Is that a
saying.
show?
He doesn't do all that shit. Friggin' wreck that fucking car and go back to the crazy toxic
Postulating a
fucking.
posthumous.
Yeah. No, he's his
And
life's
turns out he was just in military
done.
school.
He got shipped to military school at a minimum.
But
At
he
a
gets
minimum.
trained to hate Ferris and he comes back as a sniper. And Mia Sarah's got to save the day.
Is that the
Whew,
sequel we
God,
deserve?
Hollywood royalty.
That's the sequel we deserve.
118 credits to Alan Ruck's name, putting him in the lead. And then we got Mia Sarah. Speaking of 80s fantasy staples, Legend, baby.
Oh yeah.
Tom Cruise, Tim Curry
Isn't he-
in the role that would define him until Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I think that's a fair statement.
What's
I'm
good
glad.
about that
Fair
movie?
trade. We got it stamped. It's not a blood statement. It's a fair statement. Russ, what's your favorite Mia Sarah movie?
You got me.
G.I. Jane. Oh wait,
I mean,
Google it.
who is
Google
that?
it. Yeah, right. Who is that?
No, I've had her up for-
that's Sky
I've-
Simone. What's her name?
I've been
Simone
looking
Diaz.
at her stuff. She's in tons of movies, and they all look like dog shit.
Agreed.
I mean, I haven't seen.
Speaking of dog shit,
90%.
Time Cop though.
we're gonna get.
I mean, come on.
What?
Time Cop.
I've
Honestly,
never seen Time Cop.
Oh,
I
you guys
only
are
know her
missing
from
out,
this
dude.
movie, really.
John Claude Van Damme, Mia Sarah.
Right. So Ferris Bueller, I would say, is her best role. Yep. 45 movie credits, and Rust can't stand one of them. Jennifer Grey, what's her best role? It's Wind. You took
Wind.
too long.
Yeah,
It's obviously fucking
Wind.
Wind.
Facts.
Give me a break.
Conversation over. Move on.
Worst role? Probably Red Dawn.
Agreed. Maybe. Well, no. I mean, Dirty Dancing.
I mean,
Never seen Dirty
No,
Dancing.
No, it's Red Dawn.
she's definitely worse in Red Dawn than anything, but Dirty Dancing, she's not too bad.
Oh, Russ likes Dirty Dancing.
I really don't,
Ah.
but I guess I get the appeal for like a certain, you know how like every woman loves, oh my god, I can't even remember the name of it, prostitute who gets picked up.
Pretty Woman.
Yeah, every woman is just all about Pretty Woman. A lot of women like Dirty Dancing. I can watch both of those movies and be like, not for me, but the patriarchy is awful, so I'll give something to
That's
this
right.
movie.
Give them something, Russ. God bless you. Yeah, Jennifer Grey, Hollywood royalty. Let's talk about 47 movies to her name. 71 for Jeffrey Jones, The Sinister Side of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Now, Jeffrey Jones plays Ed Rooney in this. Probably his best role. He's also well known for Merrick in Deadwood. For me personally, not only Beetlejuice, obviously fucking Beetlejuice,
Right.
but Mom and Dad Saved the World. I don't know why,
damn,
but I
I
just
forgot about that one. That's a
Oh,
good role
dude.
for him. Yeah.
seen that so many fucking times, so many times. And then Transylvania 65000, another personal
What?
favorite. Russ, what are your thoughts about Transylvania 65000?
My thoughts? Very limited. Tell me what my thoughts should be, Ben.
I mean, it was Kramer's first role, Michael Richards. Gina Davis was smoking hot in it. Jeff Goldblum, phenomenal. Ed Begley Jr., come on, it's full of Hollywood royalty. But Jeffrey Jones in 2000 and whatever pleaded no contest to asking an underage kid for pictures, nude pictures. Apparently, this had been going on a number of years. So I feel like that underage kid was probably being a prick and wanted to ruin this guy's life. But it doesn't change the fact that he did it. However,
He's the only one that couldn't get away from the Epstein travesty.
what?
What? Who? What?
No.
What?
Plenty of people got away from that. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm saying he's the
Plenty of
only
people.
one that didn't get away. He got caught up.
He did. I
contest.
have wondered for a long time because of Mom and Dad Saved the World, Ed Rooney and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I have wondered, like, did he get caught up? Did he get trapped? But the fact that he did it for a number of years tells me A, he did get trapped, and B, he probably deserved it.
Yeah.
He
To Catch a Predator.
Yeah, for real. This was big time Hollywood To Catch a Predator before the Me Too movement.
Why don't you sit down? Why don't you have a seat? No. He's the uncle in Stuart Little. That's important.
Is it?
It's really important. That movie
Hugh
was a
Laurie plays an
phenomenon.
American in that, right? Or are they Canadian?
What's this about?
You're a Canadian.
You know what I say about Stuart Little is you took the focus from A Mouse and the Motorcycle. So fuck you, Stuart Little. Beverly Cleary should have gotten better than some ABC movies of the week. You got the full screen treatment for Stuart Little. It's a fucking ripoff.
All right,
Fuck that mouse.
Let's talk about the Hardy Boys. I mean,
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Nancy
about
Drew's like,
Charlie
what about
Sheen.
me? Just because I've got a vagina? And the
Even
Hardy
good.
Boys are like, whatever, we're going to go pee outside. You got to stay in here. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Patriarchy. A good thing, the lighter side of Ferris Bueller, his mom and his dad in real life got married,
Oh, nice.
had 8 kids, and are still married to this day.
You're so full of shit.
You are such a liar.
Yeah.
Check it. Check it. And if I'm wrong, sanction me. Edie McClurg, Hollywood royalty.
YouTube, please don't sanction this. Ben is throwing this royalty thing around tonight. I think the Queen passing has got him, you know.
Come on, you're gonna tell me Edie McClurg isn't Hollywood royalty? There's Liz Taylor, there's Zsa Zsa Gabor, and then there's Edie McClurg.
God damn, dude. I don't know.
What?
But seriously though, when she starts pulling the pencils out of her hair, that is such a classic shot. That is just so fucking funny, dude.
She's pretty
That
funny.
and
In this
the
one.
what a little asshole after she talks to Jeannie.
It's funny to see the shit that they can get away with in movies back then that they couldn't get away with now. It's
like
just
calling a kid
hilarious.
asshole.
Yeah, calling a kid asshole. I enjoyed the phone pranks. Yeah, I mean, I think the phone pranks are underappreciated plot device in this movie. Like
Agreed.
90% of this movie wouldn't have happened without the phone pranks,
Right.
which are not possible nowadays, right? Like, I mean, you just can't do that shit.
No, it's got caller ID. You're like pinging cell phone towers and shit.
Oh, yeah.
No, there's no way.
I'm the sausage king of Chicago. Motherfucker, I just Googled it. That's not you.
Yeah.
Edie McClurg?
Let me rely on some unknown person's visual or audio description over the phone.
Describe
to
him
confirm
for me.
your identity.
Yeah, all right.
She plays herself in The Little Mermaid. Swear to God.
Does she?
No, she plays some random character who,
Oh my God, you got me.
but I swear they just like took her and they were like,
Come on.
let's give her a fake name and then put her in the movie as an animated character.
And she played Mrs. Potts in Beauty and the Beast, right?
Nope.
Nope, that was Angela Lansbury, bitch. Another Hollywood royalty. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen in
Hollywood
this.
royalty.
Bro.
He's
Oh my
definitely
God.
the disgraced prince.
Talk about the sinister side of Ferris Bueller. Do I even need to go into it? Hashtag winning. Fucking
Dude, he
guy.
looked so
I mean,
fucking high.
I
He looked
know.
like he was so fucking lit out of his brain, dude. Just smashed.
If I recall correctly, he stayed up for 3 days in order to get his look and his demeanor right in order to nail this role, which he does.
And it's so sad
so-
that his entire career from that moment forward was typecast off of that
No.
performance.
You know what this movie made me want to watch is Young Guns.
Oh god, dude. It made me want to watch fuck. I can't remember the name of it. Pony Boy.
The
Outsiders.
Outsiders.
Outsiders. Made me want to watch
Yep.
Outsiders.
Did you guys ever watch Hot Shots?
Oh god.
Oh
yes.
yeah. Oh my
I don't
God.
know why,
That came
but-
out at the perfect time.
Ben managed to drag me to the movie theater for that fucking heaping
Probably
pile
part
of
deux,
fucking
yeah.
shit.
Part deux for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saw it
For
like
s-
the Dollar Theater or something.
Ugh.
Yeah, for some reason I watched that movie multiple times with Mike growing up. I
Not
do think
surprised.
of
I was a
Charlie-
I was a huge fan of Airplane when it came out. So that kind of parody, goofy shit, I find it utterly charming.
Hmm.
All right,
I've said
nothing.
it
Okay.
before.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, what are we supposed to say to that, Ben? Congratulations.
What do you want? What do you
Good
want
job.
from us, Ben?
Happy for
I
you.
don't- an opinion.
I mean,
hey-
you freaking give me grief for the taste that I have in movies, and then you foist some kind of comment like that upon our audience and expect there to be some kind of backup. Fuck that. Those movies are
Joe used-
trash.
Joe used a big word in that.
Movies are
sentence.
trash. Hey man, John Cryer was in it. That's 2.5 Men. 20 years before there's 2.5 Men.
Dude, the best part of Airplane is Shirley, you must be joking. Don't call me Shirley.
Oh, dude,
That's-
I picked the
that's-
wrong
that's
day to
it.
quit methamphetamines.
There's
Come
another
on,
one.
or amphetamines.
And,
I
and
don't
the
think he
whole
uses
the
meth.
whole drive talk scene. That one's good.
Oh God, that's fucking so well written. Excuse me, sir. It's June Cleaver. It's fucking June Cleaver.
Do you speak
I speak
jive?
jive.
I speak jive.
How much money do you guys think Charlie Sheen made during his time on 2.5 Men?
Oh,
Oh, it's something like
At
200
least-
million or some shit.
70% of his lifetime earnings.
200 million? No,
800 billion.
no.
$3 trillion.
Fuck Bill Gates. It's all Charlie Sheen.
He was making 1.8 million per episode.
Damn.
When they made 8,000 episodes.
Yeah.
God damn, dude.
I don't know the total
1.8.
amount, but he's only worth 21 million now because he blew it all away, snorted it all away.
Dude, but
What, what do you think he spent all that money on?
Dude, who fucking cares? He's got the stories. You know what?
You know,
Someday
who's
his
another guy who has the
autobiography is going to
stories?
come out and everybody's going to be like, holy fuck.
it's true. It's true. And there'll be some highs and there'll be some lows, like probably crying over not being able to hang out with a porn star or something. You know who else is in this movie who's got the stories?
Some more royalty? Some more
Ben
Hollywood
Stein. No,
royalty?
this guy is not Hollywood royalty.
God, he should be, though. He should be.
This movie really put his name on the map. He was a speechwriter for Nixon. Like he's got the
Was he
creds.
really?
Yes. Did you guys ever watch Win Ben Stein's Money on, I think it was Comedy Central?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Loved that fucking game show, dude.
It was actually really entertaining. He
Agreed.
legit was like, I will fight you for my own money. And he was better than most people. He was just a super smart dude.
Super smart dude.
Yeah, he ad-libbed the economics discussion that they included in the movie.
Oh,
Like
I'm sure.
The
Anybody?
The student body stand-ins were actually just kept laughing their ass off while he was doing it. And when he got done, the whole set applauded. And he was like, "Oh, I thought it was because I did such a great performance," and later found out that it was just because he was so believably, mind-numbingly boring.
Dude, I watched that this time thinking of sitting in a class and like, what kind of teacher did you respond to?
Oh, dude, I had a teacher like that.
Idea of this guy, it's like, dude, he takes you out of it every time he asks you for an answer. Like, assign some reading and then talk about the thing you assign the reading about. Don't constantly stop and ask people to chip in and then move right. I blew my mind. It blew my mind.
I had this teacher
that
in
the English
grade.
guy.
He reminds
someone.
me of it. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, he was so full of himself. He was like, "Dude, you're such a failed author."
Yeah.
But the Ben Stein's character reminds me every time of this teacher I had in junior high. It was like a compulsive fucking actual verbal disorder or something with this teacher. Made it absolutely just mind-numbing torture to sit through his class, because he was one of those guys who just stand up there and lecture at you and you took notes and then he tested you. There was no class interaction. And if he could have spoke without saying every 2 words, maybe. But dude, every time I see this movie, I'm like, I'm back in that fucking history class, just banging my head against my desk in the fucking back row, going, "Somebody shoot me."
I'm
not who
learning.
else is in this movie as the flower
Christy
delivery
Swanson?
guy?
Flower You're talking about Hollywood royalty, Louis Anderson.
Yes, R.I.P. Yeah, died this year. Did you know that, Joe?
I did not.
I just found out, and I'm very
sad
upset
about it. I'm sad about it. I'm right there
pretty
with
upsetting.
you, Russ.
If you guys haven't watched Baskets, which is an FX show where Zach Galifianakis plays a clown and Louis Anderson is his mom, it's one of the craziest, best written things I've ever watched a few episodes of.
All right. There you go. I think,
and of course, his cartoon. No, the cat licks the butter. Dude, grew up on his cartoon.
All this mention of Hollywood royalty just reminds me of something I saw earlier this week. I actually saw a picture of Keith Richards with baby Queen Elizabeth.
Stop. That's not real. That's I saw that picture too. That shit. It's kind of funny.
That guy's gonna outlive us all. He's like my friggin' 1970s appliances.
Did you write that one down? All right, let's talk about favorite scenes. Let's get some talk about the actual movie in here.
What? Fuck that.
Lots of memorable scenes. Come on, give me a top 2. Russ, give me a top 2. Come on.
Top 2?
All right, we'll come back to you. Joe, you got a top 2?
Oh, yeah, Russ started. You can go with it.
Just all the scenes. I think
Wait. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
All the scenes with the car.
2?
Okay, no, wait.
All the scenes with the car.
Where Ed walks Maya out, and her dad Inspector Gadget is there waiting
Inspector
for her.
Gadget,
And
yes.
then they
Yes, that's
start
my
making
dad.
out. And he's like, oh, it's that kind of family, huh?
Yeah, that's how it is in that family. Oh my god. Fucking Ed.
My two favorite scenes are when the Ferrari goes speeding out the back of the garage.
That says
Just
so
because
much
it's
about who
so
you are.
fucking horribly tragic and yet incredibly funny. There was definitely an LOL at that point. And
Bro,
then
I'm watching that, having gotten into the auto industry, the auto repair industry, and I'm thinking like,
you're like, oh,
rebuilding that car will cost more than just buying a new one. Like
oh yeah,
that, the amount of damage there would be just to that 20-foot fall. The metal, you couldn't get that.
dude,
Yeah.
just the
Anyway,
friggin' 6 fucking hits he throws into the hood is probably more than the car's worth for those parts.
The
you gotta have
metal.
access from the back to fix the hood.
I
That's
really
what she
like
said.
that description.
Just gotta have
The
access to my
metal-
back to pop the hood. What?
What?
And my second
Heyo.
favorite scene is
Yeah.
from the credits, bro. It's from the credits when Rooney has to get on the bus. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
March of the Pinheads. Yeah. The soundtrack in this movie is fucking amazing. The museum montage, one of my favorites. Cameron
Pretty good.
staring into that Monet painting, that
Yeah.
very famous A Day at the Park Monet painting,
Yeah.
and the juxtaposition of zooming in on his face and zooming in on the child. Dude, as a kid, I remember being like, "Oh, I get it. He is feeling something profound looking at this picture. That's what art should be." I remember this movie teaching me about like I want to watch. I want to look at a picture that makes me feel that way. That makes me have a connection to like an almost spiritual thing.
That's probably
I
the
really
most.
love that.
That's the most profound moment in this movie. And I
Quite
would argue
possibly.
that Cameron's character is the most dynamic character in the movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Has the best arc out of all of them for sure, except maybe
definitely.
Jeannie coming around at the end. She should have held on to that wallet though. Am I right? Isn't that the right move to be like,
Fucking
you
A,
left your
right.
wallet?
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip
I mean-
every day for the next fucking semester, and you're not gonna say shit.
But all she's got to do is have that memory. Like her senior year is golden. Like the sequel we should have got was her senior year after having that.
Jeannie's day off.
Yeah. Jeannie's year off. Jeannie's
Speaking
senior year.
of speaking of credit scenes, I actually really liked the "What are you still doing here? It's over.
Yes.
Go."
Probably one of the first
Yeah.
movies that did that.
I mean, I
Yeah,
would say
just-
definitely in my recollection, it's absolutely one of the first.
Again, breaking the fourth wall, staying consistent, moving into that. Anyways, what's your second favorite scene, Ben? We talked about the Monet growth moment for Cameron. What's your second?
That's a toughie. I'm trying to think of what makes me laugh the most as I'm watching it. The interactions with his parents are always good. I really love it when he talks to his dad, and his dad's like, "Take a hot shower, wrap a hot towel around your head, eat some soup, and get a nap."
Make a bowl of soup. Yeah, that's pretty
And
good.
then he's like, he hangs up after being all cute with his dad and looks in the camera, and I'm so disappointed in Cameron. A lot of that Cameron dynamic stuff really, I do feel like Cameron is probably my favorite of the trio. You know, I actually my second one is when he's talking to Mr. Peterson on the phone and he thinks it's Ferris Bueller, and then Ferris calls in on the other line. That is fucking classic. And then when he gets back on the phone with Peterson and it's just them running back and forth, trying not to drop the phone, but not listening to a word that's being said, just utter chaos in the office. I would say that's probably my second favorite. That's so well done.
him
I want to
running
have
down
words
the
with
hall
you.
and then stopping to walk past the classroom doors, and they're running and they stop and they're running and stop. I mean, just so many cute little moments that provided juxtaposition between the farce that adults try to portray to their kids, or to portray to the kids around them. Like, I'm in control. I'm in control.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually running for my
Otherwise, it's
life down
chaos.
this hallway. But yeah, otherwise it's chaos. This little twat waffle isn't going to ruin my career. I didn't come all this way. Well, he's making you look like an asshole, sir.
Twat waffle.
Makes you look like an asshead. Oh, dude.
Hey,
Their
question for you
dynamic
guys.
is so good.
What
What?
what's your favorite memory or memories of ditching school? You must have some.
Oh, yeah. Good one. Good one. I meant to ask
fuck.
this. Ah.
Ben, go first.
I don't know. I feel like my deciding to ditch the entire first half of my sophomore year was a bad idea. Like, I wish
Yep.
I would have had better, but
I did.
Come back
so
to
I
me.
got a couple.
Come back to me. Russ, give me some, paint me a word picture.
Well, so I got two. One's a funny story and one was a great day. The great day was Casey had his license and he had his own car. We decided to just, hey, this whole day we're not going to be at school, and we just went to Berryessa, bought Chinese food, like hung out at the lake, went fishing, came back around. We were there for 8 hours, and it was an awesome day.
Get
We
caught?
tried to get other people to go with us, and they didn't.
But did you get caught?
No, not that time.
Nah,
So
there we go.
my other story is getting caught, and it is funny because I was ditching a lot at this time, and one of my friends who had never ditched took me a while to, and there were other people who we were just going to ditch one class and go to the Burger King that was down the street and just hang out in the parking lot, which we had done multiple times. We're like, dude, come on, it's totally fine. We never get caught. It's gonna be fine. We finally convinced him to come after a lot of back and forth. And we're there for like 5 minutes, and a cop pulls up. And cops had pulled up before while we were there. And it was always just like, just ignore it, whatever. He's just here to eat some food. He walks straight up to us and he's like, hey, you guys are ditching, right? And I immediately knew, like, what are you gonna say? So I was just like, yep. And he goes,
Damn.
well, I know these people at the school, so we're gonna go back, and you can walk, but I'm gonna call them right now. And we were
Damn,
like,
dude, you
okay.
you couldn't have pulled work experience out of your pocket. Like, that's the first go-to.
He made us show his like
Said,
our
"Fuck
student
you,
IDs.
pig."
There was one guy who was trying.
You didn't have Kojak at your school. I had Kojak to deal with. Fuck you.
Fucking Kojak.
Kojak.
I only know about
We
him
had
from
Cookie.
summer school. Cookie?
We had someone named Cookie. She was an older lady. She drove around in a golf cart and just yelled at people.
Nice.
Josephine was ours.
Huh.
People called her Grandma Moses.
Did she part the Red Sea?
I mean, she was old as fuck, I'll tell you that.
That's fucking hilarious.
So do you guys got a good
Russ, do you have any
stories?
good skipping stories? Joe?
Skipping?
Joe?
Oh,
Not
I
Russ.
was gonna say, Russ
Shut
just
up,
told
Russ.
us. Oh,
Joe.
I mean, plenty. I've got two that are highlights. One was a day, another was a series of events. But the most memorable was had my license, had gained mom's trust, had gotten the family car to use every day at school. Decided to.
What the fuck is Ben doing?
He's checking out his wine.
What?
He's really into
Nothing.
his wine.
Come on, I'm enjoying my Russian River Pinot. Shut up, Russ.
Dude, you put your whole face in that thing.
Yeah, the whole thing. His whole head disappeared. um, cut school, had the car, got a bunch of people to go with us. Went over to my buddy's house, working on his car. Decided we were going to vacuum out his gas tank. So just gas into a vacuum. Not a good thing. There was fire.
Oh
Bad.
God, that's so
Um,
fucking funny.
Do you
And
guys have any
then-
stories together?
We don't actually. We went to different schools at that time, and didn't really reconnect until later in high school, which does bring me
Right.
to my second story. Like the conclusion to the first story was is that I was doing an automatic car. If it doesn't have enough horsepower to spin the wheels, you can actually put it in neutral, rev it up, and then drop it into gear, and it'll lay rubber. But if you rev it up too far and then drop it into gear, it strips the friggin' gears in the transmission, like machines them smooth. So that was fun to call my mom and tell her that I'd ruined the only family vehicle. Wasn't the first time I had to do that, but we'll revisit that story later.
Before or after the gravel road?
Oh no, this was before.
Before the ditch.
Yeah, this was before the ditch.
So
All
you
right.
ruined the only family vehicle multiple times?
Twice. Yeah. One time it was the transmission. The next time I totaled it.
And I know for sure when we were riding around and put on We Will Rock You, and you put that shit on max, and the whole car was shaking to boom, boom, tsh. I know you blew them speakers out.
Oh, I
There's
guarantee you.
no way that was not responsible for your speakers sounding like shit after that.
I replaced them. Whatever. The next event
Travis
was
Boulevard, biatch.
That's right. That's right. You remember that Nova that had that freaking giant subwoofer in the back seat? Ripped the back seat out.
No,
and put
I
the
do.
subwoofer in? Fuck, dude, that thing
You
was
know
so
I
good.
motherfucking
It
do.
was so good. Anyways, the second story was senior year. I had all my credits needed to graduate, but they wouldn't let me test out of econ and government. In first semester, I went to government class because I had shop and friggin' TA and then government. But government, I think, was my first class. So I couldn't cut the whole fucking day. It was sucked. Second semester, I only had 3 classes, and then work experience and econ was the third one. And the first day of school, he handed out his syllabus. And I looked at his syllabus and I realized I don't need to actually show up to your class to pass it. I just need to pass the tests. Like literally don't have to do the homework. Don't have to be present. You've weighted your syllabus in such a way that all I got to do is show up for 4 tests and then pass the final, and I pass. And walked by his class every day on my way off campus. That guy fucking hated me. He actually petitioned the school board to make sure that I didn't graduate because I'd show up on test day, pass the test. He'd smirk at me every time I walked through the door. Well, hello, Mr. Morgan. So good of you to join us today. Well, it's test day, Teach. What can I say?
What
And
a
then you were like, fuck you, pig.
Hey, you know what I mean?
No.
I walked across the stage and got my very good thing. You know,
fuck you, pig.
on the day of the final, it was funny. I've replayed this moment a lot of times in my life. As I was walking out, I took my time doing the final. I wanted to make him feel like I actually had to put in some work to do it. I was done super early, but I waited until I was like one of the last 3 people to turn in the final. And at that point, he was standing at the exit door because we were coming right up to the end of the period. And so it was one of those, like, you get up and you handed him your final as you're headed out the door. And I walked up to him. I handed
He's
it
like,
to him.
I'm going to bust this fucking kid.
Dude, swear to God, he got a look
You
on
know
his
he
face
was.
just like fucking Rooney. I thought I was going to get the fucking villain monologue. I think he almost bit his fucking tongue off not to tell me where to shove it because he was so pissed. Yeah, they actually had a hearing. I actually had to go to a hearing for the school board, and actually had to tell them. I was like, hey, he gave me his syllabus, and I passed his class according to his syllabus. What do you guys want me to do? I had better things to do. I had to go work, make money, fuck bitches.
You
Yeah,
had a
dude.
knife.
You had to crush pussy.
That's right. I was even drinking beer at that point, but you know, I keep.
Wait, what? Who did Ben
Still.
look at right there?
Aiden.
Anyways, those are my two. What are your two, Ben? Now that I've talked way too long.
There
about
was
my
one
delinquency.
time I knew this guy. His dad had this really nice Ferrari California edition.
This motherfucker.
I had him pick me up. We headed into Chicago for the day.
Just
Looked at
headed into
beautiful works of
Chicago.
We ate at Chez Louis. It was this upscale restaurant. It was totally ballsy for us to do.
Dude,
And then we went to Isla Nublar, and my estranged grandfather had created an exclusive weird type of amusement park there. Dinosaurs tried to eat us, but that's a long story. And then on the way home, Harrison Ford was on the planes, and some terrorists tried to hijack it, and he was like, "This is my plane." And he actually fought them all off, and we made it home safely. We had some Cold Stone.
Wow.
Dude, you
And there was this other time.
There we go.
wait, I gotta stop you. You're the only person I know who ever references Isla Nublar. And I get it every time. And like the rest of the room is always just like, why is Russ laughing? Also, I think every time you reference the wrong island, because that was Isla Sorna. But I never want to say it and ruin it and be like, I'm a huge
Well,
nerd.
now you have. Good
There
job.
it is. Yep. The punchline
Jesus.
after the punchline.
I feel like most of my skipping stories are lackluster and we're either totally trying to get laid or complete waste of the day. So I'm sure I had one or two like trips to San Francisco or Sacramento, or, you know, it was cool to go places, but
I think we did do
I don't think
one,
I've got any good skipping stories.
I think we did do one conjoined skip day where it was me, you, Aaron, Jesse, and I think we may have even had Brandy with us that we went to
Possible.
Berkeley. I
Possible.
seem to recall that.
University
was,
Avenue.
Yeah.
Amoeba Music.
Yeah, always Amoeba Music. I need to go back there.
Always.
I haven't been there in forever.
Oh, the times that were. Well, it's been a real hoot. If you think that this is one of the episodes we could edit the heaviest, leave a comment. I'll be right there with you. And we'll try and pump it up for the next one.
Uh-oh.
But maybe suggest a goddamn
Spoilers.
movie. Get in the game, fandom. Our fandom isn't toxic. I've heard that phrase so many times over the last week
God,
that
yes.
I can't.
Fandom. By the time I got done with that
Toxic
book, I was
fandom.
done
Their
with
fandom's
fandom.
toxic. Oh, that's a
Fandom.
toxic fandom.
Can you call 3 people a fandom though? I don't know. It might be a stretch.
I think so. These questions
just-
and more next time when we
just
ask
us, right?
Russ.